Today we're ripping into a product that is pretty polarizing right now, something that is a hot topic in the hobby circles, so let's not waste any more time and let's get right into it. Welcome to the most passionate content for card collectors on YouTube and possibly the whole entire internet. As usual, I am your host, Jake Roy, 90s B-Ball Cards here on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, a little bit of Twitter, and a little bit of TikTok as well. Alright, so today we're busting into a couple of blasters of the brand new Skybox Metal set, the 2021 set that we heard about back in the Chicago National and is now hitting the shelves. So I was lucky to have stumbled into two locations, one being a card shop, the other being Walmart that had some, so I bought one at each. So we got a little bit of a diverse sampling here, but both blasters. So we're going to bust into those. We're going to hope to hit some great stuff, but also I'm going to give you my feelings on the stuff after we rip into it. This is harkening back to the 90s metal sets of old, so this definitely is something in my wheelhouse. So like I said at the beginning, this is a polarizing product. Some people love it, some people are not very big fans. I'll let you know my verdict at the end after we rip into it and see how we do. So let's get right into it. Alright, so here we got the two boxes. Like we talked about, you can see this one is a little worse for wear. Thank you for Walmart distribution, I guess. So we'll bust into both of these. We'll start with this one. Hopefully nothing is damaged in there. But, you know, sometimes the tinfoil hat, people will say the damaged boxes are the ones that have the better stuff because people don't want you to open them. I don't know. I don't know how true that is. But we'll see, right? We've got two opportunities for some fire, so let's get right into this. All right, what's the easiest way to get in? It's probably no hard way. All right, doesn't look too bad. It's one of the nice things with the blasters being as large as they are. They do tend to give you a lot of buffer, so hopefully there's no damage to any of the cards inside. Ooh, I like that. I like the first card we're seeing there, the Tiger Woods. And I haven't really taken a look at the value of many, if any, of these. So, you know, we'll see afterwards. But I'm a fan of that one. I don't know who that is. All right, a backwards card. I feel like that's a good sign, although it looks like there's a bunch. All right, so I think this is a copper parallel. A street baller, okay. Oh, a Jonathan Kaminga. And is this an insert? I'm not sure, but it's a Kaminga, so that's good. I don't know where to put all these things. Metalized, that one I think is like one in every other pack. Carlos, I'm not sure who that is. All right, I'm gonna flip these around here. We got a baseball player, William Diaz. Here we go with a skateboarder, Elliot Sloan. All right. Pretty pleased so far. All right, Climber, Tommy. Moses Moody, another warrior. Very nice there. I'm gonna put that with the Kaminga. Looks like a metalized bronze because it looks different than the Carlos that we got of Scotty Lewis. Very nice. Metalized of Shane Wright. I'll put that over here as well. Was this a Fresh Foundations of Kaminga? No. Yeah. Kaminga? That does not look like him at all. Well, okay. Happy with that. I'm on a heater for Kamingas, and I'm not mad about that at all. All right, we got a musician, Derek Trucks, and a lacrosse player there, Rob Panel? I don't know. All right, softball. Richardson. We've got a Toby Miller snowboarder. Going backwards here. Looks like another copper here of Tim Grover. I believe, was he Jordan's trainer? Not positive. All right, Intimidation Nation. Let's see who we've got here. Intimidation Nation of Michaela Schiffin. I'm not sure who that is. Okay. All right. She just does not want to stay in my hands. All right, looks like, I think these are kind of parallels of a throwback to the earlier, the 97 Metal universe. So I'm not sure who this is, a boxer. I don't know. Another fresh foundations here of BJ Boston. Not familiar with him. Ooh, we got an Iverson. I'm very happy with that. He'll go with the Tiger Woods. I'm all over the place here. Okay. All right, Troy Mullins, golfer. Gene Montero. I don't know who that is. Looks like a bronze fresh foundation of Sky Brown. Down over here, fresh foundation here of Brian Laura. Metalized, I don't know who that is. Jalen Johnson's the guy on the back, basketball player. And here we go with a golfer. All right, one pack left in that first blaster. Nothing, no big hits from what I can tell. The Intimidation Nation and the Kaminga are probably the most exciting to me. But you might know, I should probably look at the odds also. That would tell us. All right, we've got a trainer. There we go, the Trevor Lawrence, very nice. All right, some backwards here. We got a Matt Savoy. That's a bronze, I believe. Oh, a Tiger. That one looks like the Kaminga. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, it is. Yeah, I don't know what that insert is, but I'm gonna put that over here. All right. Oh, I think this is another insert here. We've got a Kaminga again. This is a Kaminga hot box. Again, my wife is gonna be happy. All right, another metalized. We'll put that here. Another Wii U. All right, so I like that first box. I like getting a lot of Kamingas, getting Iverson. You know, again, afterwards I'll have to take a look at the odds because I'm not sure off the top of my head. Don't think we hit anything crazy. PMGs obviously being the big thing. I don't even know if we can get those in retail, but here we go. Let's go into the box that wasn't damaged. All right, first pack, here we go. All right, Adley, baseball player I'm not familiar with. A Trey Lance insert here. Let's put that over here with the Tiger. Metalize Jaden Springer bronze. Fresh foundation here, don't know. That guy, Zach Wilson, metalized. Go with another Elliott Sloan. We got that one, I believe, in the first box. And another William Diaz. I think that's also a duplicate from the first box. All right, MMA fighter, Joanna, Lexi Thompson, golfer. Oh, the Nate Robinson, looks like. Nate Robinson bronze, very nice. Looks like a 97 of a snowboarder. Michaela, again, we got the Intimidation Nation of her earlier, I believe. Chloe Kim, metalized. We got another Rob panel, again. Duplicate from the first box, still don't know how to say his name. And Derek Trucks again. Don't love seeing duplicates over these, but that's all right, I guess. All right, golfer here, Colin. Got a bronze, fresh foundations, William Diaz. Where's it putting those over here? Oh, Intimidation Nation. Those might be one per blaster. Of Adley. So we got, I think, a base of him. All right, metalized. With a fresh foundation, Ansu Fati. The name sounds familiar. Anyway, I think that's a duplicate there, and it looks like a duplicate of the Iverson. I'm not mad to have an Iverson duplicate, but I would rather some new players, some better players, some good players. Some Jordan would be nice. LeBron, I think, is in this set. Those would be fun, guys. All right, Moses Moody, put that aside. Another Tiger Woods. I mean, that's a duplicate I'm not mad at. Gabby Butler cheerleading. Oh, there we go with a LeBron, and it's an insert, I believe, if I'm correct. In being able to identify these, we got an Isaiah Todd, I think. Is that who that is? Another Wii U. I don't know. Jalen Johnson. All right, last pack. Lots of duplicates. Let's see what kind of fire could be waiting for us here. Last pack magic, I hope. All right, Tommy Caldwell, I believe we had him before. Metalized of Josh Christopher, bronze. Here we go with the Furnace or something. Another Michaela. We had pulled one of those before. It was the coming out. I'm gonna. I don't know. Scotty Lewis, fresh foundations, if I can speak. We got another Sky Brown metalized. I think we had one of those in the first back. Looks like another Matt Sloan. No, Matt Sauvé. I think we had a bronze. And another Tim Grover, but I think, again, we had the bronze in that first box. All right, so from looking at what we pulled and the odds, it looks like we beat the odds, so that's always a good thing, but it was a little bit confusing going through because I'm just not as familiar with this product as some of you may be. So some of the stuff definitely looked better than I was anticipating, some of it not so much my cup of tea, but one of the things that I want to hit on at first is the reactions that I've heard online. A lot of the people, I think the overwhelming majority, it might be a loud minority, but the people that I've been hearing from seem to not be big fans of it, and the things I've heard are the designs are busy, the cards are not coming out in great shape, it's just very different, it's not chromium, it's just a lot of different stuff being thrown at us. Seems like people are a little overwhelmed by some of the graphics that are on the front, and I have news for those folks. That's the way that people felt about the metal sets back in the 90s. So if we think back to some of the reviews that were in Beckett magazine from 97, 98 Fleer Metal Universe, they were not very favorable. People said that they were busy designs. People said that the cards came out in bad condition. Newsflash, that's the same thing people are saying right now. So that's one of the similarities, I think, between this product and the last product. So if you want something similar to the 90s, they definitely hit on those couple of things. I think it's really cool how the base set has pictures that are actually used from the Hubble telescope. I think that is very neat, something that is an intricate detail that Gene from Arena Designs shared with us a couple of times. So, when you get into some of the design elements that go into the cards, I think that those make them even more cool, even if at first glance they aren't necessarily your cup of tea. That's something I think adds to them. People have complained about the PMG parallels. There's too many colors. So that is definitely something that we saw in the retro sets, that they were coming out with more colors. That's not going to be exactly like the 90s, and that people were complaining that they were chipped. Again, that is like the 90s. So, there's definitely some stuff there. The PMGs of this set are not even close to the PMGs of the 97 set, and that's fine. I think that part of it also is out of the hands of the designer. Some of it comes down to the budget when they're actually producing the cards, which is not something that the design team is responsible for in a lot of cases. But there were some similarities. So looking at the metalized set, they had the base and the bronze. I think those are similar to the Skybox Championship Galaxy, as well as the Fleer Metal All Millennium team from 98, 99. So, kind of a combination of the two of those. I think you get the metalized, at least the bronze version. I think it really harkens back to the combination of those two. So I think that's kind of cool. Again, I think it's cool when you can see something that has influence directly from the 90s, especially something from the metal sets. Comparing the Intimidation Nation to the original one from Skybox Premium, I think the original one is better, but I'm not a huge fan of the original one anyway. It's just a zoomed in picture of the face of a player. Usually, the intimidation factor is not there on a lot of these players. Some of them more so than others. But, I'm not really a big fan of either one of the designs, but if I had to pick one, I guess I would go with the 90s just because it's the original. You know, and honestly, the Blast Furnace also has some similarities to the Intimidation Nation, and especially the football version that has some more black in the background. So I think that's a better design set than people give it credit for. You know, we use the flame emoji a lot on Instagram and Twitter and stuff like that, so I think it's kind of playing a little bit tongue-in-cheek with that. Maybe that's just my feeling, but you know, I like that more than what I've been hearing a lot of people talk about. You know, the black edges obviously are going to show a lot more damage. Looking at the Skybox, we did very well, hitting 4 names that at least are familiar to me. You know, getting the LeBron and the Tiger Woods are the big names. Getting Kuminga is always fun, and then getting a gold that I did figure out was a gold of Trey Lance was really not as big of a deal as it would have been earlier in the season before he got injured, but hopefully he'll be able to turn it around next year. But I think those are similar to, you know, there's a set from 97, 98, Skybox Premium, a jam set that I think is similar to this, but I think those are pretty cool with the hollow foil. You know, definitely something that pops and catches your eye, has a little bit of the color blast vibe in the background, which is neat. And then the last one I want to talk about is the fresh foundation we pulled at Kuminga. I think that's similar to the 99-2000 Hoops Dunk Mob. Kind of has that graffiti feel in the background, kind of that urban scrawl. I think it's pretty cool looking. And, you know, I think if they had some hollow foil on the fresh foundations like they did on the Dunk Mob, people would like that a little bit more. As it is, it's just a kind of a metallic foil finish, but I guess that would probably play better for some of the colored variants. One of the things that I'm still waiting to see is the platinum portraits. I saw some of the renders, they looked really cool. Those are extraordinarily hard to pull. I've been hearing that from people who've been ripping the product. I looked at the odds, they're very long odds, so I think those could be really cool cards. I would love to get one. I like the Jambalaya more than any of the other retro versions, so it's not better than the original, but I think it's a cool reimagination of the original, so I like that. And then I also like the cut above. That's not one that we pulled. It's not the most rare card. It's definitely nothing close to the original, especially when you look at the baseball and the football versions. But I, again, think that's a cool reimagination, using some more modern fonts there, still having the hollow foil and the very die-cut design. I think that's cool. And it's also cool how the die-cut design goes along with the letters, kind of like the big man on court from 96, that you can also use that very clearly to tell how well centered your card is. So I think that's a neat thing. So overall, I'm a fan of this product. It's not something I'm going to be rushing out to the stores to get more because of the nature of it being an unlicensed product for a lot of the basketball players that I'm more familiar with. They aren't in there. So a lot of that type of stuff doesn't really, you know, suit my cup of tea, but you know, stuff like illusions, like we've talked about, is stuff that I would rather get that's more readily available, or probably just as readily available, you know, on the retail shelf. So that's my take, though. I think I'm probably more of a fan than most of the people I've been hearing online, but that's not to say that the people who are fans of it aren't just sitting in the shadows being quiet and enjoying it on their own. So that's my take. Let me know down in the comments your thoughts on both this break, how we did, but also your product thoughts overall. You know, so that was a long-winded way of me saying that overall I like it probably more than the average person. So if you're new here, please consider subscribing, hit that bell icon so you don't miss any videos in the future. New videos dropping once, sometimes twice a week. We do pack openings, box openings, whatever we can open, grading reveals, looks into my PC, collector interviews, occasional show recaps, and so much more. Thanks. We'll talk later.